everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Monica. I like to post anti-MLM, life, and some true crime content here on this channel. So if any of that interests you, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to stick around. In today's video, I am bringing you anti-MLM content, so of course, just as a disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only and just my opinions. I wanted to give a few just little quick shout outs. The first one is to Morgan. She watches me with her grandma, and she recently named one of her pets after me. That made my heart so full. Thank you so much for being a fan of my channel. I'm not sure if you know 100% what I'm talking about, but if you don't, you will find out in due time. Along with that, shout out to Amanda MC for sending me, I have named him George. His name is George. She sent this to me and my now husband as a wedding gift. So thank you so much. She's also here on YouTube, creates anti-MLM content as well. And I just before I hit record, I got this Windermere candle, and it says mine and my husband's last name on it. I completely blanked at this point in the video. I am so sorry, but I just wanted to say thank you, Jessica. Her name here on YouTube is just MUA. She was the one that sent me this candle. It truly means so much. Thank you for letting me take a little bit of time off from YouTube just to enjoy and kind of come back to reality, because that last week of planning for the wedding was a lot. If you guys want an entire video dedicated to the wedding, I wasn't sure how many of you would like to see that, but if you would, let me know in the comment section below. I have shared some photos on social media, more so on my private social media rather than my public. I've only shared a little bit on my public platforms, I guess you can say. But again, if you guys want to see that, let me know. Today, we are going to be chatting about something that really, truly irks me, and that is MLM companies targeting minors. In one of my recent Tori Belle videos, I mentioned that Tori Belle does have a teen program. Then two of you had mentioned Origami Owl has these programs that are similar to that as well. As you guys know, I'm very against the structure of multi-level marketing, and targeting minors, in my opinion, is way more predatory than just your average stay-at-home mom who is hoping to make a couple of extra bucks from doing this MLM. I encourage all of you to do your own research on this topic as well, because child labor laws can differ between state and country. I have focused predominantly on Florida here in the United States because that is where I currently reside. None of this information is meant to be any kind of expert opinion. This is just based on the research that I have done. All of my sources will be linked in the description box below, as usual. And I guess without further ado, let's just get into this video. Why do I have such an issue with this topic? Well, as I said in my recent Tori Belle and Landmark Forum video, minors in my eyes are children and have very impressionable minds. I'm not saying this to be offensive, but teenagers who are between the ages of 14 to 17 are young enough to be my child, which is why I view them as children. I understand they're teenagers, they're working into becoming a young adult, but in my eyes, I remember myself in high school, and yeah, I was a child. According to an article by Smithsonian Magazine, they said, quote, "Scientists say the young, impressionable brains are vulnerable, dynamic, and highly responsive to positive feedback," end quote. Which is why these teenagers are the perfect target, and they're just perfect for MLM companies for their minds to be molded into this alleged commercial cult. Along with this, according to an article by Arbor Place that talked about teen brain development, they said the following, quote, "While they are growing up physically and intellectually, there are also significant neurological developments that are still taking place that impact their well-being and susceptibility to risk-taking and negative peer influence," end quote. Which is why when I was younger, I don't know if this program still exists, but when I was younger, we had the DARE program. If you're my age, you most likely know about this, or even older than me. I'm pretty sure a lot of us had to go through this program. It was just basically educating us on substances, underage drinking, that kind of a thing, and just saying no to these things. While I'm not saying that an MLM is the same type of risky behavior as underage drinking or testing out substances, it's still a risky behavior and can have a lasting effect on some of these teenagers. In the anti-MLM sphere, we reference vulnerability and how certain people, mostly women, but men too, are targeted in these cases. There's always a sob story on how the MLM rep got started. I just showed a ton of these examples in my last video that I made. So if you think about it, can you imagine how vulnerable teenagers are? They're going through major life changes such as, puberty for one, hormones, hello, having to juggle school, any kind of sports that they're playing, or if they're in a chess club or math club or something like that, applying to colleges or trade schools if that's what they're deciding to do after high school, along with working. When I was in high school, I took some advanced courses, but I was working, I was doing sports, I even had other clubs that I was a part of. So you have all of this, including a job, which of course is a minimum wage paying job, but a job then enters in relationships and friendships, whether they be good or bad, whether some of these friendships are not actually friendships and it's just teasing or bullying. Those are things that teenagers have to deal with on an everyday basis. I did just want to add that there are less fortunate teenagers in other countries or even here in the United States that wish they could have these types of issues or problems in high school. So this is directed more towards the teens who don't have to worry about more severe issues in their lives. So not only is joining the MLM risky behavior for these teenagers, but everything that comes with joining an MLM, such as toxic positivity, indoctrination into the alleged commercial cult, false women empowerment or empowerment in general, false sisterhood, because some of these high schoolers, these teenagers, are looking for friends. That might be enticing to some teenagers. Honestly, I could keep going with all of the other things that can be a problem because these kids are just so impressionable. Their minds are still forming. They're still forming their own opinions, going through the motions, going through high school and everything that comes with high school. With these teens joining these MLM programs for people of their age, they are taught to scam, lie, and be deceptive to those closest to them who they love. I did find a forum. Now, this is, of course, not a legitimate source. This is just people talking amongst each other. Take this with a grain of salt. And it is from 2016, but I wanted to share it because of what they said in these questions and answers. Without further ado, let's just talk about it. How can I promote the MLM company I'm in to my generation of teenagers? The answer: don't let some random person tell you that MLM is not for teenagers. You may want to look up Alex Morton, who started MLM at around 19 and became a millionaire 3 years later. The difference with that, though, is that at 19 years old, you are at the age of consent and you are legally able to do that without having a parent or a legal guardian sign off on any of this paperwork, which we'll get into all of the legalities of that a little bit later. Anyway, back to the answer. It's the new age of business. The teenagers are the ones that will blow it up, not the old people that cannot get rid of the modern slavery programming. You need to tell those other teenagers why you are doing this, so we can buy the gadgets we want, so we can buy our dream car, so we don't have to go to college using student loans, so we don't have to go to college at all and study something we don't like, so we can live a better lifestyle that the one our big brothers and parents are living, minimal wage with college degrees, hair almost falling out, and still low class income. So we can take 1 year off after school and build our business before college. Also, there was a comment that teenagers can't afford to join. Ha, what a joke. Teenagers are the fastest to cough up money. How? How do they buy iPhones for $600 and PlayStation 4s for $1,000 and CDs for $100 and Jordans for $200? Clearly this is clearly this is from 2016. They can easily get $200 for a business. If you get the money objection, ask them to bring their parents the next day or go to their home and tell their parents this investment of X amount of dollars will get you free products and your son will learn business skills at a young age. Plus, he will do some character building in his spare time. They won't even care if he even makes money. The dreams and energy is in your teenage years. It's growing up that starts breaking you down. First and foremost, I don't know about everybody, but there are teenagers who, if they want to buy, at the time of this article, a PlayStation 4 and CDs, clearly this is a really old article, but when I was younger, if I wanted to buy these things, I used my minimum wage paying job that I saved money up for, because back in those days, if I wanted to go into, I don't know, what's a good example? FYE. Is that what that's what it was called, FYE. If I wanted to go in there and if I wanted to buy the newest CD by Linkin Park, for example, because that's when they came out when I was in high school, if I wanted to buy that CD, I bought it with my hard-earned money. Whereas some of these more expensive items, either these teenagers are buying it themselves and they're learning how to save their money in order to get it, or their parents are buying it for them. So it's not necessarily just the teenager that is paying for these items. There was yet another answer to this in this forum. Main marketing tips for connecting with teens. Number 1, work directly with teens. Work directly with a well-connected trendsetter in that demographic. If you are going to sell to teens, highly suggest enlisting an ambitious teen as an intern or part-time member of the team and allowing them to contribute in a meaningful way. Both parties will learn a lot. 2, choose the right brand ambassador or ambassadors. This is what pisses me off, is there is a difference between a legitimate brand ambassador and an MLM rep, and then a scammy brand ambassador. There is a major difference between all of those, but along with this number 2, YouTube is the most popular social channel among Generation Z, and it serves as a perfect native environment for paid influencers. Teens reverse the trusted online personalities that they follow in the same way they do the most popular kids in school. Talk about unethical, because this is where these parasocial relationships come in, and this is where it is the job of the parent to really understand what their child is watching. Because if I was a parent, I would not want no matter what age, honestly, I would not want my children watching Jake Paul, for example, or Tana Mojo. I'm sorry, but if you like them or not, I would not want my children watching them. They are a bad influence, and like I said, parasocial relationships are a big, big thing nowadays, especially with YouTube, because you see all of these people on YouTube and they feel like it's a one-on-one conversation when really it's not. The YouTuber or content creator most likely has no idea that you exist. So this, oh my goodness. Number 3, hang out where they hang out. Okay. First of all, I understand that they're talking about social media and not going on Facebook because Facebook is for old people or whatever you want to call it. I'm still on Facebook. I'm not going to lie, I miss MySpace. We need to bring back MySpace. Where's Tom? We need to bring back MySpace. But they talk about Tumblr, Snapchat, and Instagram. So they want these older people to hang out on these platforms, to pitch to these teenagers, which is why I have such a problem with MLM reps on TikTok. In addition to this, I'm not saying that if you're my age or older, you can't be on these social media platforms or anything like that, because clearly I am on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, all of that. But the fact that they are specifically, they're telling them to go on these social media platforms to seek these teenagers and to like their content, to entice them to this luxury lifestyle. That is what I have a problem with. But I digress. Let's get into number 4. Make them feel special. Teens are constantly searching for affirmation in their 15 minutes in the spotlight. Sharing their photos on your web or, oh my God, web, or social sites with their permission, or liking, favoriting, retweeting, or commenting on one of their posts will definitely bring their attention to your brand. And if they have lots of followers and are an influencer, a follow can go a long way. Number 5. Ramp up promotions and outreach efforts to coincide with peak teen shopping seasons. There are many events during these months: proms, graduation, where it matters that teens look nice. Number 6, make sure your messaging is age appropriate. If you are trying to sell to teens, use teens to help create your campaigns and make the creative aimed at teens. Number 7, skip the hard sell and don't talk down to them. Lifestyle ads that include a product are more effective than product-driven ads. Number 8, invest in images. Many of the teen-heavy platforms, as well as platforms with a wide audience that includes teens, are focused exclusively on images. Number 9, think mobile. According to eMarketer, smartphone user growth has been massive and will continue to grow among teens for the foreseeable future. With all that being said, if you don't find some of these things unethical and even maybe a little bit predatory, then I'm questioning your moral compass, and I'm not sorry about that. In my opinion, what I just read to you guys is beyond the type of sleazy of Danny DeVito as a used car salesman in Matilda. This is downright scary and disgusting, in my opinion. This isn't to say that other marketing tactics to minors aren't deceptive or gross, in my opinion, because there is a reason why on, let's say, kids channels, there are specific commercials that are targeted towards specific age groups, depending on what time of day it is, what show they're airing. So there's a reason why they do that. Of course, some of them can't buy it themselves, but they can ask their mom and their dad if they could have the coolest toy for Christmas or something like that. So I'm not saying that it's just MLM companies that have these unethical practices. I'm very well aware of that, but this video in particular is focusing on the multi-level marketing industry. The first teen program that I want to go over is that of Tori Belle. If you have never heard of Tori Belle, they sell these magnetic lashes and other cosmetics. I have not been able to find an income disclosure statement for them, so if anyone has it, please send it to me. I'd be interested in looking at it. I had a comment on an older video saying that their income disclosure statement is public, but I have not been able to find it. If you aren't familiar with what an income disclosure statement is, it's just showing the MLM rep's income, but this doesn't include taxes, any kind of expenses, or any products that the MLM rep purchases for themselves. It's important to talk about this because, as most of us know, the MLM reps are the MLM company's best customers. Since I don't have that for you, I'm just going to jump right into the terms for their team program for Tori Belle. It is section 2.6. Responsibilities regarding minors and commissions. The minor affiliate must be at least 14 years of age. The adult responsible for the agreement must be the legal guardian of the minor and be at the age of majority in her or his state of residence. The minor will be represented as the affiliate. However, the guardian of the minor affiliate expressly agrees to be equally responsible for the fulfillment of the agreement. The minor affiliate shall be entitled to receive special training, awards, and recognition at the Tori Belle Annual Convention and other company-sponsored events. The minor affiliate shall receive from the company any commission, product credits, travel points, gifts, other compensation or bonuses earned through the account. Any acts by the minor affiliate regarding representation of Tori Belle Cosmetics, the brand, and the products may be attributed to the guardian. It is the responsibility of the guardian to make sure the minor affiliate understands and abides by the rules and regulations of this agreement. The affiliate understands that an IRS 1099 tax form will be sent to the holder of the Social Security number listed on the affiliate account. The guardian agrees to read and abide by all applicable laws in regards to minors working in that state. Both the affiliate and guardian understand that all affiliates are independent contractors. The agreement between Tori Belle Cosmetics and an affiliate does not create an employer-employee relationship, agency, or joint venture between the company and the affiliate. Affiliates shall not be treated as an employee for their services or for state tax purposes. All affiliates are responsible for paying federal and state taxes due from all compensation earned as the affiliate of the company. Neither the guardian nor the affiliate has authority, either expressed or implied, to bind the company to any obligation. Each may establish their own goals, hours, and methods of sales so long as they comply with terms of the affiliate agreement, these policies and procedures, and all applicable laws. I guess in short terms, as long as you have a parent or a guardian and you are ages 14 to 17, because we know that at the age of 18 you can sign up for these MLMs on your own, you do need parental consent or consent from your guardian showing that they're allowing you to do this MLM program or this teen program for this MLM. But you have to look at your state and all of the laws in your state. So I decided that I was going to take a look at Florida. On this website, it says that at the time of filming this, the federal minimum wage is $7.25 per hour in the United States. When it comes to child labor laws in Florida, it says that employee certificates, also known as work permits, are not required for minors to work under Florida law. Employers are still responsible for ensuring that they comply with all Florida child labor restrictions and regulations. Then if we want to take a look at the maximum hours to work or that you can work for minors, it says for minors under 16, 8 hours of work per day, 40 per week, up to 6 days per week are permitted when school is out. During a school day, only 3 hours are permitted when followed by another school day, except if enrolled in a vocational program, up to 15 hours can be worked in a school week. For minors ages 16 and 17, 8 hours of work per day, 30 hours per week, up to 6 days per week are permitted during the school year. Night work restrictions for minors. For minors under 16, work is prohibited during these hours, 7 p.m. before school day to 7 a.m. on school day, 9 p.m. during holidays and summer vacations to 7 a.m. For minors ages 16 and 17, work is prohibited during these hours, 11 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. before a school day. There's of course going to be even more because it depends on, they have a law for agricultural child labor laws, the entertainment industry, along with door-to-door sales. In addition to that, I am unaware of the legalities behind how is the government going to track the hours that this minor, this teenager, is going to be working for this MLM. How are they going to track if they're working more hours before school day or something of that nature? So if anyone out there has any kind of expert opinion on this, or if they have ever come across this, please let us know in the comment section below, because I did not want to speak on something like that if I didn't have the expertise to back it up. So if there are any parents that are watching this who are thinking of enrolling their children in any of these teen programs, please do your research before you sign off on anything. Along with that, the federal minimum wage on this website says $7.25 an hour. Most likely, your child will not make a minimum wage with this MLM, because 99.6% of people who join an MLM make little to no money, some even lose money. Keep that in mind when you are signing your kid up for these MLM companies. This is predatory behavior. just by the question and answer forum that, again, like I said, it was from 2016 and it wasn't a legitimate source, but to see that people are saying that on the internet, to me, is predatory. There is another MLM company called Origami Owl that has a team program. This MLM is a jewelry MLM, and it does have an income disclosure statement. I don't know if this includes the teen participants as well, or if it's just for the adults, but I'm gonna pop it up on the screen. Right here, it shows that ranks designer to executive designer. There's an average of 18,169 designers that are paid at this title. They make up 93% of active designers or MLM reps. They're MLM reps. Their low is not available. Their high, and this is annual, remember this isn't a year, their high is $9,390.41. The average of the two is $82.22. If we want to jump all the way to the last one, the ranks director to executive field vice president. The average number of designers at this title are 22. Percentage of active designers at this title are 0.11%. Their low is also unavailable. Their high is $271,570.03, and the average of the two is $105,308.15. We know, 0.11%, 22 people in the company make that. So that just goes to show you that it's very unlikely that you will make it to that rank. For their teen program, they call it the Young Entrepreneurs Program. Yes, they had the audacity to call them young entrepreneurs. And if you look on their frequently asked questions page, it says, what is the Young Entrepreneurs Program? Young entrepreneurs can be added to an independent designer's account to participate in this program, which allows young girls, owlets, and boys, or also called bros, quote, boys representing Origami Owl, end quote, between the ages of 11 and 17 years to gain confidence and get out of their comfort zones, all while setting goals, getting recognized for their efforts, and continuing to make a difference in the lives of others. If the independent designer is not the parent or legal guardian of the minor, they must first receive consent from the minor's parent or legal guardian to enroll the child into the Owlet program. Ages 11 and 17. 11. Think about that. What were you doing at 11 years old? Now I get that they want them to step out of their comfort zone. They want them to gain confidence. But there are other ways of doing that without a predatory business model such as multi-level marketing. There are other ways to do that. But it's not over yet with Origami Owl, because there's also another one called Willing Beauty, or they refer to their teens as Willagirls. First and foremost, the old website used to be willa.com. If you type that in right now, it will redirect you to their new site, which is for Willing Beauty. To my surprise, this website has this little itty bitty detail that says Origami Owl family of brands, and Willing Beauty is one of them. When I first started doing my research for this topic in general, it was looking as though Willagirls was possibly an older teen program that didn't exist anymore. But I was wrong. They sell skincare products for teen acne, and of course, they have a story that will tug at your heartstrings. The founder, whose name is Christy, she was 29 years old when she was diagnosed with skin cancer, and this was not too long after she had given birth to her daughter, Willa. That's when Christy decided that she didn't want any other girls to go through what she had gone through with her cancer. Of course, she beat cancer, and I'm very happy that she was able to beat cancer. and that Chrissy was able to watch her daughter grow up into the woman that she has become today. I will say though, even with that, I don't agree with the MLM structure, especially for teenagers. I could make an entire deep dive into Origami Owl and Willing Beauty or Willagirls. If you guys would be interested, please let me know in the comment section below because there is a lot. However, if we want to take a look at the Truth in Advertising website, or also known as TINA, which I will be referring to it as TINA for the rest of this video, they had an article where they looked into the company and their ingredients, which I will leave a link below. There are a few articles that you can read from TINA. This is from back in 2014, so I'm sure some of this information is no longer valid because it is the year 2020, because I would hope that some of the things would change, but I did think it was still worth mentioning and bringing up in this video because it'll show you that it is our responsibility to look into these things. It is our responsibility to research these things. But TINA found that after they investigated Willagirl Incorporated, which is now Willing Beauty, they found that as of December 2014, it was using a number of deceptive marketing tactics to promote its line of skincare products to young girls. Specifically, Tina.org found that the company was claiming its products are all natural when in fact they contain artificial colors, petroleum-derived ingredients, and synthetic preservatives, safe for sensitive skin, and appropriate for use with eczema when in fact several products contain allergens and irritants, made lovingly in the USA when in fact some products contain extracts from plants that do not grow in North America. Again, this article is from 2014, but I did want to mention it anyway. If we want to take a look at the program for Origami Owl and their owlets and Willagirls, it says that a minor child between the ages of 11 and 17 may be added to the independent business owner's agreement as an owlet in the Origami Owl business or a Willagirl in the Willing Beauty Company business. Then it says independent business owner's responsibilities regarding owlets and Willagirls. The authorized adult working with the minor will be the party to the independent business owner agreement and will be fully responsible for the fulfillment of the minor's responsibilities and obligations under the independent business owner agreement. Any act by the adult will be attributed to the minor, and any act by the minor will be attributed to the adult as a parent or legal guardian. And they talk about the 1099 tax form, all of that. So this is kind of a repeat from the Tori Belle program. These are all I would say these are probably your generic terms and conditions that they have for these programs that they market for teenagers, or in this case, I mean, 11 to me, in my eyes, you're not a teenager until you're 13, but I guess you can call them preteens. Then I wanted to talk about a past MLM, which was Vemma. They sold supplements and energy drinks. I found yet another article on Tina.org about this company and how they had a program for teens along with marketing to a younger crowd, especially college students because of their energy drinks. We know that when you're in college, a lot of times you need a little more caffeine, you need a little more of a boost to be able to study for midterms, finals, all of that. I was drinking a ton of coffee when I was in college. All the while, they did allow teens between the ages of 14 and 17 to join when they were still operating, and they announced in September 1st of 2013 that they would no longer allow minors to join Vemma. However, at the time, whoever was already what they called a brand partner, they did have to have parental permission, but anyone who was already signed up at the time, they were grandfathered into the program, but any new people could not join. At one point, the FTC received over 140 complaints about their products. Even some complaints were that of allegations that it was a pyramid scheme preying on college and high school students, along with customers saying that their credit cards kept on getting charged for products that they didn't purchase. On August 21st of 2015, the FTC filed a lawsuit against Vemma for being a pyramid scheme and misrepresenting earning potential. Not even a month later, on September 8th of 2015, the judge ruled that Vemma was a pyramid scheme and that their marketing was deceptive and misleading. In September of 2016, Vemma and the FTC reached a settlement of $238 million. This would also say that Vemma was banned from using a recruitment-focused business practice, along with not making these insane income and health claims that they were making. This settlement requires the company to provide compliance reports by an independent auditor for the next 20 years. While, of course, they don't exist anymore, I believe their products still exist, but the company itself doesn't. I mean, I thought it was worth mentioning because a lot of times MLM reps will come out and say, well, MLMs, they're not pyramid schemes because pyramid schemes are illegal. Well, here's a perfect example of a company that was operating as an MLM, or on paper was an MLM, but really they were an alleged pyramid scheme, and eventually they would be deemed a pyramid scheme. So just because an MLM company is still operating does not mean that A, their business practices are ethical. B, it doesn't mean that they aren't doing illegal activities behind the scenes. Because another thing that a lot of us like to tell these reps is murder's illegal, substances are illegal, going over the speed limit is illegal, but it still happens on an everyday basis. So that is a very flawed argument. This is where I'm going to talk about how some of these reps use their children to sell the opportunity. They use their children in photos to sell their products. In my opinion, this is no different from family vloggers here on this platform. Yes, I'm one of those people who doesn't agree with family vloggers. These children are not at the age of consent to allow their parents to put their entire lives on camera. In addition to that, there is a huge difference between this type of behavior and a parent wanting to share photos of their children on social media to their friends and family. The reason being is because the people who are just sharing the photos, they aren't trying to sell you something. They're posting a photo of their pride and joy. They're not trying to sell you Shakeology by showing a picture of their kid drinking it from their sippy cup. So there's a huge difference between the two. The reps that do this also talk about how they're able to stay at home with their children. But in the same sentence, they'll turn around and sometimes mom shame people. Have you ever heard of, quote, don't you want to stay home with your kids, end quote? Yeah, I've heard that a lot. And I hate when I hear reps say this because there's nothing wrong with wanting to continue with your career and putting your children or child in daycare. At the end of the day, I cannot tell a parent how to take care of their own children, but I will side eye if they are getting pregnant to boost their business. I think it was, who was it here on YouTube that had a video, they were reacting to a rep that was talking about how they got pregnant because they wanted to boost their business. I can't remember. If you guys remember, please leave it in the comment section below because I can't remember. But they were doing that to further themselves, to have content, so to speak. And they do this in order to sell this dream, this lifestyle, to even sell the products. Don't even get me started on the women who take photos while they are in labor, still working their MLM. What kind of a life is that? That is a real question that I have for some of these reps because I'm a small business owner. And if I were to ever get pregnant, you bet your our one business, the one that I'm currently in right now, would be closed because I'm the one that runs this business. And our other business, my husband, wow, that sounds really weird to say husband now instead of fiance. My husband would not be working. That place could, it's an auto shop. That place can run on its own, but he wouldn't be there. So, because he would be by my side. I wouldn't have to be recruiting while I'm having contractions. So I would really love to know how that is a dream lifestyle to have, because I don't think it is. What do you guys think of all of this? Do you think that this is unethical? Do you think it's predatory? Do you think it's perfectly fine? I think you guys already know what my opinion on all of this is, especially being as anti-MLM as I am. I find it unethical, and I do find it predatory. That is my opinion. I'm entitled to it. You're entitled to your own opinion. But I don't think that this is building their character. I don't think that this is helping their confidence. That's not what this is. This is just molding these tiny little brains. And I'm not saying that to be mean or anything or offensive, but they're molding these children's brains. They're indoctrinating them into this alleged commercial cult. They're using toxic positivity, and it just, they're teaching these kids to learn how to be deceptive and manipulative, in my opinion. Of course, this is all my opinion. So you guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for letting me take some time off. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Monica reporting to you live from a highway. Bye.